Should you wholesale real estate in 2023 and 2024? I get asked this question all the time, and in this video I'm going to answer it and really dive deep into if it still makes sense to wholesale, if I'm wholesaling, state of the market, if deals are still there, if deals are still being done, and what it takes to do a deal. In case you don't know about me, my name is Alec. I've been wholesaling since 2020. Right now I'm recording this video in October. I started in September, October of 2020, so exactly 3 years, which is crazy. I remember going to meetups when I first got started, and I was like the young kid, the new kid. I was like, yeah, I just, I'm hunting for my first deal. I'm doing my first deal. And a lot of people didn't want to talk to me, or a lot of people were like, oh, good luck, kid, like all of that. And now I'm going to meetups and I'm like, I'm not a veteran, but like I'm like more experienced, and now there's all these other young kids, and it's like, oh, it's so weird like seeing how that progresses. I'm only 3 years in, there's people with way more experience than me, but in my short 3 years of my real estate career, I've experienced more crazy stuff than most people have. And like, that's a fact. Like, I talk to people all the time that have been doing it twice as long as me, 3 times as long as me, and they're not in, nearly as many lawsuits that I've been in. They're not dealing with all the drama that I've dealt with. Deals falling apart, this happening, sellers suing, buyers suing, people breaking into my houses. I know so many people that have been in real estate longer than me that haven't dealt with like half the stuff I've dealt with. So my 3 years has really aged like 3 times that, in my opinion, especially from like a stress standpoint, where like, man, I've been super stressed out at some points. So it's not all sunshines and rainbows, it's a lot of ups and downs. Earlier this year I posted a video about like my true opinions on wholesaling. It was kind of a downer video. I posted another video talking about like why I like wholesaling, and long story short, the video did pretty good. That was one of my most popular, or the most popular video on my channel, which is really cool. A lot of people like to know like the honest truth of wholesaling. Like, you go on TikTok and you see every single kid on there, made 15K, all of that. This is how I flipped this house, and like, I know some of these kids and most of them aren't doing deals, and that's a fact. Coming from somebody that has a business, has a full team, has a huge marketing payroll, marketing budget, like I spend a lot of money every month and just keeping the business going. Last month in September I did 4 wholesale deals, I think. So I'm still doing deals, this month in October. Hopefully we do, at least 3-4 more. But it's kind of draining at the same time, right? Because even when I close my 4 wholesale deals, and this is like the truth of like what my opinion is, like unfiltered, like not many people will tell you this, but like even when I closed my 4 wholesale deals in September, like I never really felt happy, because it's like, oh, like I need to get 4 more, you know what I mean? Like, cause I closed those deals, and now it's like, okay, I have a couple other deals in the pipeline, maybe 1 or 2 under contract, but I need to get more for October to pay for my marketing and pay for my payroll and pay for my living expenses and stuff like that. That's the problem with wholesaling, is it's very active. It's active income. You're always working for it. You always have to chase the next check. You always have to chase the next deal. And then there's drama that's tagged along with it, where it's like, I'm trying to get this deal, and I've known the seller for a year, and I follow up with the seller every week and been to this house 3 times, and the seller knows me. He has my phone number saved, and then somebody cold calls him and he sells it to the guy in the first call, and it's like, bro, what? That sounds like, oh, Alec, you're probably just not good at sales or all this stuff. That's just like how it is. Like, I think I'm really good at sales. Like, you could check out my old calls. Like, I think I'm pretty good on the phones. I'm definitely above average, at least. Like, if you want to say like I'm not that good, I'm definitely above average. These sellers don't care. There's no loyalty, like the seller will sell it to whoever's calling them once they're ready. So it's just staying in front of the sellers when they're ready. But to answer the question, is wholesaling still worth it? 100% yes. Am I still wholesaling? Yes, I am. Like, I still do deals. I did my biggest wholesale deal this year, earlier this year, like Q2 of this year. Now we're in Q4. And my business is still bringing in, maybe 300-400K gross. That's not net, that's gross. But the business is doing well, and we're still doing deals. I have my Airbnb, which I've done some videos on. I did a wrap. I'm hopefully buying another property pretty soon here. So it's just like getting cash flow to like live off of, and then having the active income and stuff. But what I'm noticing, there's a lot of deals on the market too, where a lot of my friends are fully transitioned to on-market wholesaling and on-market flipping, and there's deals there. Like, there's a lot of like discounted deals on the market, or creative financing deals on the market that you can find. So going into Q4, if you are still wholesaling, I think keep hitting the accelerator, especially if you're doing good. You know, just look at your market, maybe expand markets. Don't, you know, stay too niche, I think. Like, I think it's still good to go broad. So, you know, just adjust accordingly. But if you're killing it, keep killing it. If you're growing, keep growing. Like, I don't see any reason to stop wholesaling. I really don't. Like, I don't think the market's adjusted enough where it's like, oh man, wholesaling's dead. Like, don't do it. Like, there's still tons of deals out there. We still do most of our deals cold calling. Texting still works. You know, everybody's doing PPC. It seems like nowadays PPC works. Like, everything works. You know, it's just like, are you putting in the time to do it? Like, that's like what it comes down to at the end of the day. Just know that wholesaling is a little draining. You know, it's not all like getting money. Like, it's tiring, you know, and most of the wholesalers that I know, they're in a constant state of like stress. That's just a fact. Like, I am as well. You know, that's why sometimes I don't upload on here as often, is because like I'm just like in the trenches, like stressed out dealing with deals, you know. That's why I like doing the cold call videos when I was doing those, because it was like, oh, it was like easy content to put out. But I don't really like that content style as much, even though it helped a lot of people. I think you should still wholesale going into 2024. I definitely think you should still wholesale. You know, if you're brand new into wholesaling, you're looking it up, you somehow came across my video, like, yeah, like, do it, you know, you'll kill it. Just stay with it, you know, stay with it for a few months. You know, I help a lot of people do their first deal. I don't have any mentorships or anything. I feel like I'm good at explaining stuff, but when it comes to like hands-on working with them, I don't have like the most like patience to help somebody. So it's just like more one-off stuff. Like, people send me a deal and I kind of like help them through the deal, and then we split it, or, you know, I make something, I help them find a buyer, help them close it. I like doing that. But yeah, that's kind of my synopsis. If you want to do a deal, I do wholesale all across the state of Florida. I can help you close or sell a deal. But I am really focused now on buying creative financing deals. So if you have any creative deals in the state of Florida, Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, send a DM or reach out somehow. Like, I'll see it eventually. Let's talk about those deals, because I actively want to buy them. Like, I want to buy as many as possible. That's where I'm at right now. So to wrap up this video, because I don't want to go too long, wholesaling real estate's exhausting, but it's way better than working a job. You can do it wherever you are. Like, I have my home office. I just sit in 24/7 making calls and getting deals. You know, I'd rather be doing this than driving to work and being exhausted than 9 to 5. It's not as predictable, but you can make money doing it. It's not super easy, but it is there, and the path is laid out for you. I did it 3 years ago. I was living with my mom and I was calling from a closet, and now I have my own apartment. I've done over 50 deals, you know, and it didn't come overnight. Like, it came over time. You know, as you do stuff consistently, you look back and you're like, man, like a month ago I just started, now I'm doing really good. Time works crazy, where it's like, it's super slow, like in the moment, but then you look back and it's like, man, I don't know when I'll be posting this, but it's October now. It's like, bro, I remember when it was January. I remember when COVID happened 3 years ago. I remember graduating college in 2019. I remember graduating high school in 2015. But I was like 8 years ago that I graduated high school. It's like 5 years now, 4 years now I graduate college. Like, bro, this time thing goes so fast. So it's like, think about what you want to do, and if you do it consistently, you'll find results. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, whatever you want to do, you'll find results. So if you do want to do wholesaling, you're brand new, or you're experienced, or you're not happy with where your business is, like, stay with it. Even now to this day, where like I'm consistently doing deals, like I still have low moments. Like, I'm in a lawsuit right now. You think that's fun? Like, absolutely not. Like, I had a deal go super south recently. So it happens to me, it's gonna happen to you. Happens to everybody, but it's part of the game. I heard like Steve Trang or somebody say this, where it's like, if you haven't gotten a lawsuit yet, you haven't done enough business, or something like that. And that's like a common saying, but I remember he said it like one time on a podcast. So it's like, yeah, listen to podcasts, study the game, and just take action. But yeah, that's the video. Hope this helped. Drop me a comment if you're wholesaling. I actually respond to every single comment, so I take pride in that. So send me a comment and let's connect, and let me know what your opinion is on wholesaling.